G'day, welcome to the show. Salt Covers back here, back on some more bets. To recap, last night we went 2-2, so close to a winning night. Again, I'd love to just have one winning night. I think we've done like 4 or 5 episodes since we started recording daily NBA bets. Still haven't had a winning day, but this is as close as we got. To recap, we had the Nets, the Nets at Washington over 214. Again, for me, this was a solid pick. This line closed at 218. The Nets and Wizards, they scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. They were projected to hit the over. I actually want to look this up quickly. I want to see what was the odds of the over hitting at three-quarter time, because it was very good.
One pair of pants later.
I'm looking at this website. It said that the over had an 80% chance of hitting with at the start of the fourth quarter. The over had an 80% chance of hitting. So look, love to see that. We also lost on the Pacers plus 5.5. Again, another good CLV ticket. That game, free-game line closed at Denver minus 3.5. So we were on a plus CLV ticket. The Pacers certainly kept it reasonably close. Denver coming off a big loss against the Lakers, Indy in a back-to-back spot. So look, I get it, but still a good CLV on that. We hit the over on the Bulls and Sixers. That was a no-sweat bet. God. That's the second game in a row where the Sixers have it happened with the Nets. The line opened at Sixers -8, closed at Sixers -10, and they just lose it outright. This game opened at Sixers -3 or something. The game closed at -6.5. The Sixers lose by 60. Not 60, but 30. To the Bulls. God, one thing I want to get up, or let's see if we can find it quickly, is just that clip. It's been making the rounds on Twitter, just the clip of all the Sixers, all the turnovers and errors that they made that game.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, and if you haven't seen this clip on Twitter, mate, it is an absolute treat. These are just some of the worst highlights you can see. 3-on-1 break.
That's a 3-on-1.
Ricky was of two minds there.
Nice pass by Hurd. Good patience by Phillips.
The shot slam a jammer.
Defensively here, late in the clock. Here is Roddy. Recently signed to a two-way deal, and he just hit his own
That's the
head.
best one. That's the best one. Airball on your teammate's head.
Good defense.
This is man, the Sixers title odds at the start of the season were they were third or fourth best odds. Just crazy.
Watch this. He just takes his bully in the sandbox. Give me your lunch money.
I can't believe they let the Bulls do this to them.
Second chance points. He got 11 second chance points, but he got 20 fast break points.
Is that Javon Carter on the Bulls?
Carter another three.
Carter right now. He
Javon Carter.
Nurse is like, why am I still standing here watching this thing?
Nick Nurse like, should I challenge it?
That face just says it all.
Nick did. Listen, I have enjoyed my time with Nick. He's one of the good guys.
He is a good guy.
He's a
That
really
face
good
just
coach.
says
Damn
it
down,
all.
but he is just checked out Rocky Ford style at this point. Adem Bona can't finish. Adem Bona cannot finish.
It's a block
but he
party.
draws a foul.
You know, it's the time of the year, man.
Poor Nick Nurse, man.
Look at Nick's face.
Oh, that's priceless. That is absolutely priceless. All right, we moved. So let's get into the card today. First game we have is the Boston Celtics matching up with the Raptors in Toronto. Celtics, man, they've been playing really well since this All-Star break, and even a bit before then. Like, they've just been winning and covering. Like, they've won and covered 5 straight games after going through a stretch where they could barely cover 2 games in a row. They went like 1-17 against the spread after a win and a cover. Game opened at Celtics -11. Now opened at -11.5. Now at -11. We have seen a slight movement towards the Raptors. Raptors are 4th best team this season against the spread. Raptors as home underdogs are 17-9 against the spread. That's the spot where they've been really good. They've been losing at home, but just getting that covering those 10-point spreads as home dogs. They've been doing that all season. Projections have this at -9.5 to the Celtics, so a little bit of an edge there. But look, there's just too much pulling me in either direction. I don't want to bet against the Celtics at the moment. I need to, like, they've been on a real tear lately. This is also a revenge spot for the Celtics. The Raptors beat them. Raptors beat them in Toronto in a similar spot as like 11-point dogs. So look, nothing from me here. Total is at 226, open at 227.5. Look, again, just not much from me here on the total. Celtics have been an under team this season. Raptors, middle of the pack. Let's keep it moving. Next game we got is the Cavaliers in Orlando. Line just moved to Cavs -7. We might have to make a live bet right now. See if we can get a 6.5 quickly. Because I've been looking at this line. I'm mad that I didn't get the 5.5. Let me see if there's a 6.5 still available. We might have to play that. Let's see if we can play that. Can get a 6.5 for $1.88. Let me see if there's any 6.5s for a little bit cheaper. But yeah, Cavs, line open at Cavs -5.5. Now seeing 6.5, seeing some 7s pop up as well. It looks like this line could go out to, say, it could go out to 7.5 by tip-off. Alright, still placing this bet, but look, projections got this at Cavs -10.3. Look, it seems like my projections are going to favor the Cavs in almost every game, but this looks like a very nice line. I did say last show that I do want to find spots to, oh my god, I've seen a 7.5. Wow. Need to get some action down ASAP. Look, Cavs, best team against the spread this year. They are also best over team as well. We have the Magic, middle of the league against the spread. They are also what are they? They are also worst over team in the league and second slowest team in the league. So very interesting. Look, I'm trying to get a bet down on the Cavs right now, trying to get a 6.5. Look, if you can still see, if you can still get a 6.5, I would take it. If you can get a 7 as well, take it. Oh wow, it's just moved to 7 on Bet365 as well. Let's see if we can get this 6.5 just quickly. Look, let me go to my notes. Look, I did say I do want to find spots where I can bet the Magic. They do have Golden State at home next game, and especially if they lose this one, I will definitely be looking to play them. Alright, yep. So we just got down a 2-unit play. Cavs -6.5. Let me just see if that ticket is there. I'm so confused. Okay, we are back. We've just played Cavs -6.5. Projections have this at -10.3 to the Cavs. Seeing lines moving to 7.5. Look, you got to take it. You got to follow this line movement. I'm mad that I didn't get that 5.5, but look, we'll take a Cavs -6.5 for 2 units. If you get 7, still like it there. Cavs, they've been really good as road favorites this season. Let's take a look at them. Look, yeah, like I said, Orlando, want to find spots to bet on them, but this just ain't it. This just ain't the spot. Looking at the total, yeah, total open at 223, still there, projected at 228. Not touching the total. Look, we have the best over team versus the best under team. Nothing from me on the total. Let's move on to the next game. Let's move on to the next game where we have 2 more of my favorite spots on this card. So we have the Milwaukee Bucks in Houston. Oh, very interesting. We saw this line open at 3.5. We saw it move up to 4.5, now back to 3.5. Very interesting. Look, I have this game circled. I do not like the Bucks on the road, and I don't like them against top 10 teams in net rating. The Bucks are 3-12 this season against top 10 teams in net rating. Rockets are about 6th or 7th in net rating. I'd say they'll probably finish the season around 7, 8, 9 in net rating. Don't like the Bucks against top 10 teams in net rating, and let's have a look at the record on the road against top 10 teams. Can't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it's not very good. So they are 29th in the league in net rating when playing on the road against top 10 teams. They are 1-8 on the road against teams with a top 10 net rating. Like, take my money. I've got Rockets -3.5 for 2 units. That line is still there. So the line moved to 4.5, now back to 3.5. Look, I like my position with this bet. I like it, and yeah, definitely take it, -3.5. We also like the over in this game as well. Also like the over. Total opened at 225.5. Well, I got a 225.5. Most books opened it at like 227. So this game has actually moved towards the under. But in terms of my ticket, still plus CLV ticket. Projections have this at 233.8. Bucks, after a win, 19-13 to the over. Rockets. Let's have a look at the over/under trends. See if there's anything we like. We still just like the over. Don't trust the Bucks defensively. Both middle of the pack pace teams. Middle of the league over/under teams. Houston Rockets. So look, the trends, not much trend wise for Houston, but look, I like it. I like the over. You got to go with the projections. The projected overs have been doing really well. Even if I haven't been doing well, the projected overs have been. Let's keep it moving. We've got next game is the Suns and Grizzlies. Some more interesting line movement here. Some very interesting line movement. So we have the Suns and the Grizzlies. This game, I also had this one circled as well. When I was looking at the projections, I saw it said Memphis -13.9, and I was like, there's no way this game opens at Memphis -14. Look, and I knew the spot that Memphis was coming in on as well. We'll get to that. So line open at -7 to Memphis. quickly steamed out to -8. Even saw some 8.5s on the board as well. Now it's came back to 7.5, which is very interesting. Not something I agree with at all. We love the Memphis Grizzlies to cover as home favorites against the Phoenix Suns. This is going to be a public spot, but I do not care. Memphis coming off a loss in Cleveland. Grizzlies 14-5 this season after a loss against the spread, and 16-8 as home favorites. As road underdog, the Suns are 4-9 against the spread. As away team, the Suns are 11-19 against the spread. Look, this Suns team, they're just a miserable group. Memphis in a bounce back spot. This 7.5 is still playable in my opinion. Look, the projections have a big edge towards the Grizzlies. Suns worst team against the spread this season. Take Memphis. I got them down for 3 units. Total wise, nothing from me here. Right in line with where the projections are. I'm not going to touch the total. Let's keep it moving. Next game is not a great game, but we'll go through it quickly. We have the Pelicans and the Spurs. Oh, we see this. The line is now -3 to Pelicans. This line opened at -2, -2.5 for the Pelicans. Now -3. It was an interesting game that last time. They just played like a day or two ago. Spurs raced out to a quick 15-point lead. I'm pretty sure they're up by 15 points at halftime. Then by the end of the game, the Pelicans have won by over 20. So, look, this is a game that I just don't want to go anywhere near. I mean, look, I was looking closely at the Pelicans, but like, I saw that the Spurs, they got up 53s in that last game. They just didn't hit their threes, but they still got up 50 of them. Like, the Pelicans are one of the worst teams in terms of giving up opponent three-pointers. Now, the Spurs, yeah, not really full of shooters, but if they get hot, then they can easily win this game. Like, look, I'm not going to bet this game. Not even going to pay attention at all to this game. Total wise, open at 237, now at 238. Look, nothing from me here. Let's keep it moving. Just a disgusting game. You'd be sick to watch that. Next game is the Charlotte Hornets and Golden State Warriors. This game opened at -14.5. Now at -17. I'd have to say LaMelo's sitting out this game. Like, there is no way this spread is that big. That's tempting. So we have the Charlotte Hornets. They are 9th this season against the spread. Warriors, middle of the pack. Warriors have been playing really well with Jimmy Butler. This is just such a big number. Holy shit. Woo! You know, at 17, there's a pretty big edge to the Hornets. Like, let me just check their injury report. Let's see. Like, LaMelo's surely not playing. There's no way this spread's that big if he's playing. Let's have a quick look. But yeah, the Hornets, like, they got beaten by the Blazers by over 50. Now they're in a back-to-back spot as well. They just got beaten by 30 by Sacramento. You know, nothing on RotoWire around the Hornets. But not much from me here on both the total and the spread. I'm can't lay that many points with the Warriors. Charlotte, like, they seem to just be throwing in the towel for this season. Total open at 233, at 223, now at 222. Yeah, look, let's just get this game off my screen. Let's just get it off. Last game. This is a much better game. Much better game. Love to see this. We have the Dallas Mavericks playing the LA Lakers. Oh, God. Wow. So, You know, one thing I'm mad about is that when AD got hurt, like this game's been on the board for like a few weeks now. Like AD got hurt, and like that Lakers -5 was just sitting there for like a solid hour or two. Pretty mad at myself for not snapping that up, but look, who cares? So this line opened, or it opened at -5. About 10 hours ago, it was at -8. Now we see it at Lakers -9. So definitely had some movement towards the Lakers. Also, bit of movement towards the over as well. Projections do like the over. We've got 2 top 10 teams against the spread this season. I expect the Dallas to start tapering off. Like, look, this is a game that you watch and you don't bet, because yes, Dallas, they got blown out by Golden State. They are banged up. Lakers don't really have anyone who can guard Kyrie. That's one thing that I'm a bit concerned about for the Lakers. Like, they just don't have anyone who can guard a point guard. But yeah, Kyrie's gonna have to have like 45, 50 for Dallas to cover. 9 points, that's a big spread. I mean, how the Warriors were favored by 8 against the Mavs in that last game. Look, we have 2 bottom half of the league in terms of overs and in terms of pace. This is there's just a lot of emotion in this game, and that I don't want to go near it. Don't want to go near it. Like, yeah, don't want to go near it. Definitely gonna watch it, but just not putting any money down on this game. So that wraps us up for the slate. Let's look at our best bets. So we're gonna have to add one. So first one is we took Houston -3.5 for 3 units. Played that at open. That line is still there, and I'm not discouraged by the movement back towards Houston, towards Milwaukee. Like I said, the Bucks this season on the road against top 10 teams are 1-8 straight up. Rockets are coming off a bad loss in Utah. Like, I like this spot. Line opened at 3.5, went to 4.5, now back to 3.5. I like Houston. We also have the over in that game. The 3 units, over 225.5. We've also got the Grizzlies -7. You can get a 7.5 at the moment. You can get 7.5. I'll definitely play that. And then we managed to sneak in a Cavs ticket at -6.5 whilst the board moved to 7.5. Righto, that's all from me. Until next time. Let's get them books salty.
One pair of pants later.